Imagine a god who could lift a hammer so heavy that no one else in the world could move it. A god whose strike could split mountains, and whose chariot made the sky itself roar. But one day, this god tried to lift a simple cat, and he couldn't. This is the story of Thor, the thunder god of Norse mythology, protector of gods and humans, and the warrior whose strength once faced something that could not truly be defeated. In the world of Norse myths, there are 9 realms connected by the great cosmic tree, Yggdrasil. At the highest of these realms stands Asgard, the home of the gods. Among them lived one of the most famous warriors of all, Thor, the son of Odin, the All-Father, and the earth goddess Jord. Thor was not known for cunning or secret knowledge. His power was direct and unstoppable, like the strike of lightning. Whenever Thor rode into battle, the sky darkened, winds rose, and thunder rolled across the heavens. The ancient Norse believed this sound came from his chariot racing through the clouds. The chariot was pulled by 2 mighty goats, Tangrisnir and Tangnjoster. Every strike of their hooves echoed across the sky like thunder. But Thor's true symbol was his legendary hammer, Mjolnir. It was forged by master dwarven smiths, and it became one of the most powerful weapons in all the realms. Mjolnir had a remarkable power. No matter how far Thor threw it in battle, the hammer would always return to his hand. But there was a catch. Very few beings could even hold such a weapon. To wield it properly, Thor wore iron gloves and a magical belt called mjolnir, which doubled his strength. With these items, the thunder god became nearly unstoppable. And because of this, Thor was often the one sent to face the most dangerous enemies. One day, Thor set out on a journey to the land of the giants, Jotunheim. With him traveled the cunning god Loki and a human servant named Thialfi. Their journey lasted many days. One night during a violent storm, the travelers found what appeared to be an enormous hall where they could rest. But in the morning, they discovered something strange. The hall was not a building at all. It was a glove, and nearby lay its owner, a giant named Skrimir. He was so enormous that even Thor looked small beside him. That night, Thor decided to test his strength. He lifted Mjolnir and struck the giant on the head with tremendous force. The sound echoed like a mountain cracking apart. But Skrimir only opened one eye and muttered sleepily, Did a leaf fall from a tree? Thor frowned. He struck again, even harder, and once again the giant barely noticed. For the first time, the thunder god felt something unusual. Doubt. Eventually, the travelers reached the fortress of the giants, Utgard. There they were greeted by the ruler of the land. He proposed several contests to test the visitors. Loki would compete in eating, Thialfi would race, and Thor would face 3 challenges. The first seemed simple. He was given a large drinking horn and told to empty it. Thor drank for a long time, very long, but the level of the liquid barely changed. The second challenge was even stranger. Thor was asked to lift an ordinary gray cat. The thunder god grabbed the animal and used all his strength. Yet he could only lift one of its paws from the ground. The final challenge was a wrestling match. His opponent was an old woman named Ellie. Thor expected an easy victory, but no matter how hard he tried, he could not defeat her. The next morning, the ruler of the giants revealed the truth. Everything Thor had faced was an illusion. The horn he drank from was connected to the great ocean itself, and yet Thor drank enough to lower the level of the sea. The cat he tried to lift was not a cat at all. It was Jormungandr, the great world serpent that circles the entire world. When Thor lifted its paw, he nearly lifted the serpent itself, and the old woman Ellie. She was the embodiment of old age, a force that no one can truly defeat, not even the gods. The giant admitted, if you had known the truth from the beginning, even we would have feared you. But Thor still had one final enemy to face, Jormungandr. According to prophecy, the end of the world would come in a great battle known as Ragnarok. During that final clash between gods and monsters, Thor and the world serpent would meet again. Their battle would be fierce. Thor would strike the serpent down with Mjolnir, but the serpent's poison would be fatal. The thunder god would take only 9 steps after the victory before falling. Yet in the legends of the North, Thor was never remembered simply as a warrior. He was a protector, the one who stood between the world of humans and the forces of chaos. And whenever thunder rolled across the sky, people would say, "It is not just a storm, it is Thor raising his hammer once again."